Hello, knowledge seekers. In this episode of 20-Minute Books, we explore The Tipping Point, a fascinating look into how certain ideas, products, and behaviors suddenly catch on and spread rapidly, much like epidemics. Author Malcolm Gladwell unpacks the mystery behind social trends, examining how small changes can lead to dramatic results. Through insightful examples and compelling storytelling, Gladwell helps us understand how we can intentionally spark these powerful movements and gain control over their impact. Malcolm Gladwell is an acclaimed journalist and the author of several bestsellers, including Blink, The Power of Thinking Without Thinking, and Outliers, The Story of Success. His curiosity and carefully researched examinations of sociological phenomena have solidified his reputation as one of the keenest observers of human behavior. The tipping point is essential for anyone fascinated by the way ideas spread, those curious about social epidemics, and professionals working in marketing, advertising, or related fields. Join us as we uncover how seemingly minor moments can ignite massive societal changes. The Tipping Point: How Little Things Can Make a Big Difference. Introduction. Ideas catch on like wildfire. Have you ever wondered how a modest pair of suede shoes from Hush Puppies went from near obscurity to a fashion essential almost overnight? This fascinating transformation in the mid-1990s illustrates how ideas, products, and behaviors can spread rapidly through society, mirroring the outbreak of a viral epidemic. Initially, these shoes were languishing on store shelves with sales barely hitting the 30,000 mark. Yet, within a year, their popularity exploded, boosting sales to 430,000 pairs, and not long after, 2 million pairs were flying off the shelves annually. What's intriguing here is that Hush Puppies themselves did little to spark this trend. Instead, the trend caught fire in Manhattan, where stylish hipsters began donning these shoes, effectively infecting others with the trend and setting off a nationwide craze. This phenomenon, much like the spread of a virus, carries numerous parallels with epidemics in the realm of public health. A key factor is the environment's role in facilitating the spread. Just as viruses spread more vigorously in winter when immune systems are down, certain social environments can significantly propel the spread of an idea. Moreover, both ideas and epidemics reach a tipping point, a critical moment when they gain unstoppable momentum and the contagion becomes widespread. This threshold, once crossed, marks the transition from obscure to ubiquitous. This sudden rush from obscurity to popularity underscores a powerful pattern. Ideas can spread through societies fast, catching on like wildfire, transforming products or behaviors into overnight sensations. Part 1. When a trend becomes unstoppable, crossing the tipping point. Imagine a viral outbreak slowly simmering within a community, barely noticeable, until it suddenly explodes, reaching more people each day. This surge, where the spread of the virus accelerates dramatically, occurs at a critical juncture known as the tipping point. Visually, if you were to graph this growth, the line would begin with a gentle slope that suddenly spikes upward, forming an almost vertical ascent. This is the signature of a true epidemic. The concept of the tipping point isn't confined to public health. It applies equally to social phenomena and technological adoptions. Let's consider the example of the fax machine. When Sharp introduced its affordable model in 1984, the initial sales figures were impressive but not extraordinary, floating around 80,000 units. Over the next 3 years, sales increased steadily, but in 1987, something remarkable happened. Sales soared as the device hit its tipping point. Suddenly, owning a fax machine switched from a luxury to a necessity. This shift represents a key characteristic of the tipping point. Once it's crossed, the new trend or technology becomes a staple. rapidly adopted across various demographics. This upheaval at the tipping point signifies more than just a peak in numbers. It marks a profound shift in societal behavior where what was once optional suddenly seems indispensable. The spread, whether of a virus, a technology, or a fashion trend, turns into an unstoppable wave, transforming a simple increase into a full-blown epidemic only once it has crossed this pivotal threshold. Part 2. The Pivotal Few. Role of Key Individuals in Sparking Epidemics. The influence of a select few in driving major outcomes is a principle well illustrated by the 80-20 rule, which posits that 80% of effects often come from 20% of the causes. This rule, also known as the Pareto principle, shows its relevance in various societal dimensions. 20% of employees are responsible for 80% of the output. 20% of criminals commit 80% of crimes. 20% of drivers are involved in 80% of accidents. And 20% of beer drinkers consume 80% of all beer. This disproportionate influence extends into the realm of epidemics, where a very small fraction of the population can dramatically accelerate the spread of a virus. For instance, the devastating spread of AIDS in the early stages in the United States has been significantly attributed to a highly active flight attendant who had extensive sexual interactions, allegedly with over 2,500 individuals across North America. Similarly, in social epidemics, it's often a handful of people with extraordinary social reach or charismatic personalities who play the critical roles in amplifying a trend, turning it into a widespread phenomenon. These key individuals, by virtue of their extensive social networks, energy, or infectious enthusiasm, essentially act as super spreaders of ideas, behaviors, or products, accelerating the reach and impact of trends across communities. Understanding the role of these influential figures uncovers profound insights into how behaviors and ideas cascade through societies, highlighting that often it is the pivotal few who ignite the flame of widespread change. Part 3. Connectors, the superspreaders of ideas. Have you ever noticed how some ideas catch on and spread across different communities much faster than others? This rapid spread is often facilitated by people known colloquially as connectors. These individuals stand out due to their extensive social networks that cross many boundaries and touch various groups. Connectors act as bridges between different social circles. They possess a unique set of relationships known as weak ties, acquaintances rather than close friends, which prove crucial in their ability to influence. Unlike strong ties, which are usually confined to a single social group, these weak ties connect them to a diverse array of communities. This variety allows them to disseminate information or popularize trends across multiple social ecosystems quickly. The real power of connectors emerges because they break beyond the confines of closed groups. If an idea were confined to a tight group of closely knit individuals, it would likely never achieve the reach necessary to become an epidemic. Thus, connectors help to transform localized ideas into widespread phenomena through their unique position as social hubs. This concept was highlighted in a notable social experiment from the 1960s, which proposed the idea of 6 degrees of separation, suggesting that everyone in the world is connected through just 6 steps or fewer. However, this networking isn't evenly distributed. A small number of well-connected people often bridge the gaps between large groups. For anyone looking to spread an idea virally via word of mouth, targeting connectors can be an effective strategy. Their ability to reach across different social milieux and amplify messages makes them indispensable in the spread of social epidemics. These individuals are not just communicators, but pivotal figures in the dynamic web of social interactions, essential for a quick and broad distribution of new ideas and trends. Part 4. The Art of Persuasion, the Natural-Born Salesman. In every community, there are certain individuals who naturally excel at selling ideas. These are the salesmen. Born with an innate ability to persuade, these individuals wield influence by virtue of their personalities, characterized by their positivity, energy, and infectious enthusiasm. Salesmen can sway others effortlessly towards new perspectives and innovations. Research underscores the distinction between ordinary individuals and exceptional salesmen, particularly in the realm of nonverbal communication. Salesmen have a unique talent for reading the room, allowing them to sync with the rhythms of conversation seamlessly. This synchronization creates a trusting environment rapidly, fostering a connection that feels both intimate and genuine. This ability to establish rapid harmony is not just about words. It's a dance of nonverbal cues where salesmen lead, setting the pace and tone. Their proficiency in mirroring and matching the physical and emotional states of others makes the communication flow smoothly and persuasively. Moreover, the emotional expressiveness of salesmen plays a crucial role in their persuasive power. Emotions are deeply contagious, and salesmen harness this contagion effectively. By vividly expressing their feelings, they evoke a mirroring emotional response in others, leading to a change in behavior or attitudes aligned with the salesman's ideas. Ultimately, salesmen have the remarkable capability to influence others profoundly. Through their mastery of both verbal and nonverbal communication, they shape opinions and drive trends, making them pivotal players in the dissemination of new ideas and behaviors within society. In the landscape of social change, their gift of persuasion is an invaluable tool in the spread of innovation. Part 5. The Power of Knowledge, the Role of Mavens in Networks. In the intricate webs of social networks, mavens emerge as critical figures due to their profound impact on the flow of information. These individuals are not just well informed, they are information specialists who thrive on acquiring and sharing their knowledge about various subjects, particularly on new trends, products, and their values. Mavens distinguish themselves in two key areas: their vast knowledge across multiple domains, and their innate desire to educate others. They are the go-to persons within their circles for insights and advice, valued for their up-to-date information, and trusted because of their impartiality and depth of knowledge. Unlike connectors, mavens may not boast extensive social networks, but their influence is profound within the networks they do have. Their credibility stems from their role as information brokers, who possess not just data, but the contextual intelligence to make that information useful for others. This trust builds a foundation upon which their influence rests securely. Moreover, mavens are inherently motivated by a desire to help others, which drives them to share what they know freely. When a maven makes a recommendation, whether about a product or a service, it carries significant weight. Their endorsements are taken seriously by their peers, who often rely on these suggestions when making decisions. Through their knowledge and communicative prowess, mavens play a pivotal role in their communities. They are not just keepers of information, but pivotal influencers who help shape opinions and decisions within their networks. In the realm of social epidemics, the maven is both a catalyst and an accelerator, crucial for spreading ideas and information effectively. Part 6. Making it stick. The first step to spreading an idea. For an idea to catch fire and spread across communities, its first challenge is to stick in the minds of the initial receivers. In a world bombarded by countless messages and information each day, only those ideas that have a unique, memorable hook manage to carve out space in our crowded memories. What makes an idea sticky? Often, it's about the delivery as much as the substance. A minor tweak in presentation or a distinct feature can make an idea compelling enough to grab attention and linger in thoughts long after the initial encounter. Consider the case of Winston cigarettes in 1954. In an era dominated by traditional advertising, Winston broke the mold with the slogan, "Winston tastes good like a cigarette should." The deliberate grammatical faux pas, using like instead of as, sparked debates and discussions, making the slogan and thereby the brand memorable. This small deviation from the norm was enough to catapult Winston to the status of the most popular cigarette brand in the United States within a few years. Another iconic example is the children's television show Sesame Street. Initially, the show maintained a conventional separation between the whimsical world of Muppets and the real-life actors on the street scenes. However, this format didn't resonate well with its young audience. The groundbreaking decision to integrate Muppets into the live-action parts of the show transformed its appeal. This integration not only captured children's imaginations, but also helped embed educational content more effectively, contributing significantly to the show's enduring success. Thus, whether through clever wording or innovative formatting, making an idea stick is the crucial first step. Once an idea secures a foothold in the collective consciousness, its potential to spread and influence grows exponentially. Part 7. The Power of Context. How Surroundings Shape Our Actions. It's a common misconception that our behaviors are mostly derived from our character or willpower. However, multiple studies have shown that external circumstances often play a far more critical role in shaping our actions than previously thought. Small changes in our environment can drastically alter how we behave and make decisions. Take, for example, a study conducted with students who were on their way to give a lecture. When told they had plenty of time, 63% of them stopped to help a man who appeared to have collapsed. But when another group was informed they were running late, only 10% stopped to offer assistance. The urgency of their schedules significantly impacted their willingness to help a stranger in distress. Another poignant illustration of this phenomenon is the infamous Stanford prison experiment. In this study, 24 healthy male students were assigned roles of guards and prisoners within a simulated prison environment. Despite the initial understanding that this was a mock setup, the participants rapidly assimilated into their assigned roles. The guards began to exhibit increasingly cruel behaviors, causing significant psychological distress among the prisoners. The situation escalated so rapidly that the planned 2-week experiment had to be terminated after just 6 days. These scenarios underscore how significantly our surroundings and the external pressures we face can influence our behaviors. Even in controlled, artificial environments, the context can provoke changes in behavior so profound that individuals may act in ways that are completely out of character. This powerful impact of external circumstances reveals that understanding and manipulating environmental factors can be crucial in predicting and guiding human behavior. Part 8. Small changes, big impact. The subtleties that trigger epidemics. The notion that minute modifications in our environment can precipitate large-scale changes is vividly illustrated by the dynamics behind social epidemics. Often, it is not the large, sweeping changes that ignite these widespread movements, but rather small, almost imperceptible shifts in the prevailing conditions. A striking example of this is seen in New York City's battle with escalating crime rates during the mid-1990s. City officials pinpointed seemingly minor issues, such as graffitied subway cars and rampant fare evasion, as catalysts signaling broader societal decay. These minor transgressions fostered a perception of lawlessness, implying that more serious crimes could be committed with impunity. In response, the city implemented targeted changes, swiftly removing graffiti and enforcing laws against fare evasion. These actions might have seemed trivial or superficial at first, but they were based on the insight that addressing these small problems could alter the public's perception of the city's authority and orderliness. The results were dramatic. These subtle interventions led to a significant and rapid decrease in the city's crime rates, effectively reversing the crime epidemic. The size of a group can also critically influence whether an idea or behavior turns into an epidemic. According to the rule often referred to in sociological circles, The optimal group size for fostering close-knit and influential dynamics is around 150 people. Within such groups, a manageable size allows for effective communication and the maintenance of social ties, which can serve as a potent incubator for spreading messages and behaviors. These examples underline a profound principle. Even the smallest adjustments in our surroundings can set the stage for significant changes, marking the difference between a fleeting trend and a full-fledged epidemic. Understanding and manipulating these subtle elements can be crucial in numerous domains, from public policy and corporate management to community building and beyond. Final summary. The fundamental understanding from this enlightening exploration is that distinct factors significantly influence the ignition and propagation of social epidemics. These factors, when recognized and tactically implemented, have the power to broadly disseminate ideas, products, and behaviors across various demographic and geographic boundaries. The pivotal notion underlying social epidemics is that ideas spread in ways akin to viral infections, requiring a specific threshold, the tipping point, to transform from isolated instances into widespread phenomena. Delving into the dynamics of how ideas proliferate, the book identifies certain archetypes of individuals who play instrumental roles in accelerating these social contagions. Key influencers, often just a few within a network, dramatically sway the trajectory of an idea's acceptance and spread. Connectors, with their extensive and diverse networks, expedite the dissemination process across different social groups. Innate salesmen, blessed with the art of persuasion, effectively sell the idea, making adoption more likely. Mavens, the knowledge accumulators and distributors, ensure that accurate and relevant information about the idea reaches the right people. Apart from the human vectors, the book discusses how the likelihood of an idea becoming an epidemic hinges on its inherent stickiness, its ability to make a memorable impact. Additionally, it highlights the significant role of external conditions, which can subtly yet powerfully affect human behavior and the success of idea transmission. Moreover, understanding that even the smallest changes in environmental or contextual setups can play critical roles provides valuable insights into managing and influencing social trends effectively. By dissecting these aspects, the book provides a comprehensive framework for understanding the mechanics behind the rapid spread of ideas, akin to biological or viral epidemics, offering valuable strategies for those looking to harness this phenomenon for spreading positive and impactful innovations. Thank you for joining me today on this journey of learning and discovery as we explored the insights of another thought-provoking book in our growing library of knowledge. If you've enjoyed our time together, please take a moment to follow our podcast, give us a 5-star rating, and share 20-minute books with other knowledge seekers. Your support truly means a lot. Don't forget to join me again in the next episode, where we will delve into another enriching book. Until then, happy reading and happy listening.